Okay, we're starting Torah Gimel in the Likutay Tinyana. This Torah is going to speak all about healing and when a person and how a person can get refuah from a doctor, if a person chooses to ever go to a doctor, and one of the basic points here is very, very interesting. We're gonna see very soon that the doctors don't actually have any power to heal and cannot actually give anyone any type of refuah without first being like permission or the background being set up in Shamayim, in heaven, to allow a person to be healed. Because without this, without in heaven them allowing the person to be healed, a person can never be healed, because as the Gemara says that there's a decision in Shamayim in general that a person must be healed with a specific medicine and at a specific time from a specific doctor. And the specific medicine could very well be a specific pill. Not if you have a box of pills and they all have the same type of medicine inside. It could be that one pill will help him and the other pill won't help him, because one pill was designed in heaven and designated in Shamayim to be able to help him and to be able to cure him from his disease, and the other one isn't. So a doctor doesn't prescribe the top left pill in the pill box, because he doesn't know which pill, he doesn't know any distinction between the pills. They're all the same. He writes you a prescription and you go and you fill it out and you take the pill. But be'emes, there's a specific medicine that can actually help a person, a specific doctor at a specific time. So this is the topic that the Rebbe is going to deal with in this Torah. When Rabbi Yezer Gadol got sick, he said to Rabbi Akiva, there's a great anger in the world. Because at that time there was nobody that could mamtik the din, that could sweeten the harshnesses. Because it's necessary to have a pigeon, and it's necessary to have a redemption to sweeten the harshnesses, and there is not to be mamtik the din, and there was not. So the Rebbe is going to explain later on, just to explain this part here, the Rebbe, that obviously sicknesses, when a person's sick, he has a dinim on him, he has harshnesses, he has judgments on him, and in order to be mamtik those judgments in Shamayim, he must give a pigeon. A pigeon is money to a Talmid Chacham or to a tzaddik that should be for him like a redemption. He should be redeeming himself with that money, so to speak. When he does that, then in Shamayim, the din, the judgments will be loosened, will be lightened up, and then he will be able to get a refuah. Here, Rabbi Yezer HaGadol was saying to Rabbi Akiva that there is no, he could not get hamtaka for the din, since there was chima aza, there was tremendous dinim in Shamayim, and that's how he got sick, and I think that's how also he died. Ki be'emes achar hamtaka b'pigeon as daika tov l'rabos achola yidei, because after a pigeon, it's possible and it's good to get healed through a doctor. Because specifically after the pigeon and after the amtaka, then the doctor has permission to heal. Now, be'emes, there's a question in general when a person goes to a doctor: how in the world can this doctor heal a person, since he doesn't know exactly which medicine to give the person that will heal him? Because there are many types of medicine that have the power to heal a specific disease, specific illness. But really, a person cannot be healed unless he takes a specific medicine, meaning a specific pill or specific leaf or a specific drops or whatever it is that he's taking, specific ones, as is decided already, as is set and paskened already in Shamayim. As the rabbis in the Gemara of Avodah Zarah said, that it's decided in Shamayim that a person should only be able to get refuah through a specific medicine, meaning a specific pill, not even the chora. It seems clear that it's not even a type of pill that he's saying that a person has to take, but it's could be even a pill itself, the specific pill. But even without that, it's enough that it's difficult enough to have a deish ploni through a specific person on a certain day. That it means that if a person has strep throat and he takes penicillin one day early, before it is decided in Shamayim, penicillin won't do anything for him. And if he doesn't get the penicillin prescribed to him by a specific doctor, if he just decides himself to get it, and he's supposed to, in Shamayim they decide that a doctor has to prescribe it, or a specific doctor has to prescribe it, then it won't help him whatsoever, it won't do anything for him. Because in Shamayim they decide that he won't get healthy unless he has a specific doctor, a specific medicine on a specific day. V'im kein, איך יכול רופא להכניס עצמו לרפוס, הלא אין יודע סם שנגזל למעלה. So how can a doctor come to give medicine when he doesn't know what this decision was in Shamayim? But after the hamtaka, after a pigeon, then he can give refuah. Ki mashatzech sheisrap deika idei sam ploni v'ish ploni hu machmas midasadin, because the necessity to have a specific medicine at in a specific doctor is because of midasadin. Kfi midasadin shenigzam sheyumshach hacholas ad osu hazman v'yom ploni, because in Shamayim they decided that it should last the sickness should last for a certain time until a certain day. Therefore they decided that he can only get healed through these specific means. Meaning, the Rebbe is explaining that the three requirements that a person needs are really only for the third requirement. The three requirements of a specific medicine and a specific doctor are mainly only to push it off, to make sure that the person stays sick until a specific day. And once he already sweetened the harshnesses, once he already was mamtik the din, then he can be healed easier. Because according to the length of the prescribed amount of sickness that a person has to have in Shamayim, so too that's how difficult it is, or those are the loops he has to jump through in order to get a refuah. Sam ploni v'ish ploni b'ofen shelo yeh lo refuah kim b'yom ploni. He must have a specific medicine on a specific day in order that he should only get better on a certain day. But when a person gives a redemption, gives money, like we said, gives a pigeon, then what can happen is the gzeir can be nullified. Then, before they have a chance to make another din in Shamayim, because when one din is nimtak is finished, then they can make another one right away. Then, between the time when the first pigeon, between the time when the pigeon is given and the din is nullified, between that time and the time that a new din is created, then a doctor can actually heal. Then there's no judgment at that time, after the pidyon, before the new din has been created, and then a person can actually be healed through any medicine. And you don't need a specific sam and you don't need a specific medicine, you don't need a specific doctor, because there's no more judgment. Now, here we seem to say that he might still need the right doctor. It doesn't say that any doctor would work. He just says that any medicine would work. So until then, though, certainly the doctor can't do anything because he doesn't know which medicine to give. So it comes out that a doctor cannot actually heal without a pidyon. It's necessary to make a pidyon first, to make a redemption first time tigadin. And then specifically then, a doctor has permission to heal canal. Okay, this is what it says in the pasuk. V'ropa yirapa is mispar pidyon nefesh is gematria pidyon nefesh. Why? Why is the gematria of rofa yirapa pidyon nefesh? Because the main way that we get healed is specifically through the pidyon, through the redemption that we give. Through the hamtakas adin, through the sweetening of the dinim, of the harshnesses, through that's where we get our refuah. This is what the rabbi said, Mikan shenosna Torah rishus l'ropa yirapos. And from here, specifically the Torah gave rishus for the doctor to heal. What does it mean from here? Mikan daikanu achar pidyon, meaning after the pidyon, because it says ropa yirape, and ropa yirape is gematria of pidyon nefesh, meaning it's hinting to and referring to a person giving pidyon nefesh in order to be healed. And specifically then, only from here, meaning mikan, from here on, can a person actually get a refuah, a person actually have a refuah. So it says mikan, that's the Gemara, it's a very interesting diuk, after the Rebbe shows us the gematria of Ropa Yirapa, how it's referring to pidyon. From here on, nosno Torah l'rishus l'Ropa Yirapos. From here on, the Torah gives permission for the doctor to heal. But before a person gives a pidyon nefesh, there's no permission. There's no real permission. Why? The doctor has no permission to heal. He has to get a specific medicine at a specific time, a specific place in this specific time, and there's no doctor that can actually know which exact medicine this person needs. Like achra pidyon ramtaka, only after he gives a pidyon and he gets on taka on the dinim, only then can he, only then az yesh l'rishus l'rapos lo kanal. Then only then does the Torah give permission for the doctor to actually be able to heal. Only then does the doctor have the ability to heal the person, meaning only after he gives a pidyon nefesh and not before. Okay, now this next little part is very deep and it's a bit Kabbalistic. We're not going to go into all the Kabbalistic details, but for those of you who understand, you'll understand it. For those of you who don't, you'll still get something from it. It's not impossible, but it's a little bit technical. Okay, and also the difference between these two words, rapo and yirape, the difference in the nekudos. Who ki v'rapo b'cholam. When it says v'rapo, it has a cholam in the pei, has a cholam. V'yirape b'tzeri, and yirape, the pei has a tzeri. The two dots on the bottom is a tzeri, and the one dot on the top is a cholam. Hainu ki acholam hu b'chinas antaka. Now the cholam is a b'china of antaka. It's brought in Kabbalah. We're going to describe a little bit more how it works. The cholam is a b'china of antaka, which is a sweetening of the harshnesses of the dinim. Kamuva b'kisvei rizal is brought in kisvei rizal.
Shecholam gematria shalosh havayos. Now, in the Arizal explains in more detail how a cholam is. How is it Taka? Because a cholam is 3 havayos. Havayos is Shem of Yud Kei Vav Kei. Shem mamtikim shalosh elokim shebegaron, and they sweeten the 3 elokims that are in the throat. Elokim is usually, if not always, bechina of din in Kabbalah. Refers to a midah of din of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, and havaya refers to a midah of rachamim of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, and these havayas come to sweeten these elokims. There are 3 elokims in the throat. No connection to me losing my voice in this part of the shir. Just I wasn't feeling well. It's interesting. I'm finishing the shir after being sick for a while. I was a bit sick, but tried to give a pigeon, but I didn't have to use doctors. I guess a person could also be healed without doctors. It is possible. So there are lokims. There's dinim in the throat. Again, this is Kabbalistic aspect. We're not talking about a person's throat. We're not talking about me losing my voice or a person's physical throat. We're talking about a spiritual aspect of the throat. And they get sweetened. They get fixed through the 3 havayas. And they are the gematria of this nikuda of cholam. And then after the zamtaka, then there's a bechina of yirape b'tziri. Bechina satziri, hatzori in begilot, in rope ein sham. Haynu bechinas refuos ein sham. Brings a pasuk. I'm not sure exactly how to explain this pasuk in Yirmiyah. Haynu bechinas refuos she'achar amtaka. Okay. After a person gets the harshness gets sweetened, which is a bechina of rapo in the cholam, and then a person can get healed through refuah, which is a bechina of yirape b'tzeri. So the tzeri is referring to the refuah, and the cholam is referring to the amtaka. So only after the amtaka, rapo, which is the first word in these 2 sequences of words, is with a cholam. Excuse me. And the second one is with the tzeri. The second one is referring to the healing itself. And the first one is showing that only through the cholam, only through the amtaka, which comes to the pigeon, can you come to a tzeri, to the refuah of a tzeri, as it's hinted in this pasuk, a tzeri ein begilad, im roipe ein, or ein sham, or ein sham, im roipe ein sham. I'm not sure exactly. I think it means im roipe ein sham. If there's no healing, how could there be a tzeri? Something like that. Meaning to say that what's understood from this pasuk is that tzeri is referring to the actual healing. So first you need the inyan of rope, which is the cholam, which is the amtaka, and afterwards a person can actually be healed with the bechina of tzeri, which is yirape.